Good morning, my friends. This is Coffee Talk. I hope everyone's having a great week. It's raining here today. And this morning, I got up to a Coffee Talk question, and I decided I really need to start answering these questions again. And this one is, it was a lengthy one, but basically what I pulled out was, how do I deal with missing food? How did I deal with it? And do I still miss the food? And you know, my thing is that when I first started, I didn't know what really gastric bypass was, and I didn't know how it was all going to work out. I just knew that it was, told to me that it would be the solution for me and that it would give me an assistance. So when I heard the word tool, I never thought that it was going to be something that I was going to miss. It was going to be added. An extra tool was going to be added to my toolbox. That's all. I had done many diets, many diets, only to gain it all back and double. I mean, how many have been there, right? So I viewed gastric bypass as it was being told to me, as a tool, something that I was going to be adding to all of the other things that didn't work, but this tool was the solution. So when food became limited, because that's what happens. It's like, let me show you. It's like, this is the pouch. Of course, it's not that big. Maybe this is the pouch, And you begin to add your food, and instead of getting this much into it, all you can do is get this much into it. You see what I'm saying? Then you're going to think a little clearer on, what am I going to put in this pouch? Is it going to be worth it? Am I going to put food that is going to slide through? Well, what a great example, right? Slide through and empty it immediately? Or am I going to put salmon, maybe chicken, maybe steak, to where it stays fuller longer and it's not going out the other way? Right? This happens just to be here, and that's why I picked it up and used it as an example. But what a great example, right? So it's not about missing the food. It's about thinking what is important for my pouch, for me now. It's not that you can't eat it. Sure, you can have it. I mean, there's times that I will go with a group of people. I am a apple pie, Texas apple pie with a little bit of cheese on top. Everybody knows that about me. I like apple pie. Well, you can have apple pie. It's sugar-free. There's a sugar-free apple pie. But can you eat the whole pie? Will I bring the pie home so it'll tempt me? Because no matter what, those are calories, right? And I will consume a pie eventually. I mean, it's like when you have a car, right? And you're gonna put the best fuel in it, right? You're not gonna go over there and put well, and nowadays we're trying to find the cheapest gas, but we're not gonna go put gas and water in it, right? We're gonna try and find the best fuel, maybe the cheapest fuel, but the best fuel for our car. Same thing with our bodies. We're trying to fuel it the best that we can, so it'll last. Our pouch will be fuller longer. We want to go the distance like the car does. We want to put a little bit more gas in it so we can go the distance. Well, we want to put a little bit more fuel in our tanks. The quality that's going to keep our pouch fuller longer and keep us satisfied longer, so that we're not grazing all day long. Am I making sense? The other day we were at a restaurant, and Connie had never had crab. And so Tony ordered crab, and we had crab. And we were talking about the same thing, more or less. And, how do you look at food, I think is what Alfred said. Because he's talking about, well, I look at it as fuel for my body. But then Tony said something smart, the way I think, too. Yeah, but, let's put something that, why can't we put something that we enjoy, in our tank? Not just fuel, but something that we're going to enjoy eating at the time that we're eating it, because we can only eat so much, right? All three of us ended up sharing that crab and still had some left over. But the point that I want to really make is, don't look at it as you've lost something, but you've gained something. You've gained a way of using the tool forever. That's what you've gained. Let's just remember not to put the whole piece of pie in it, and it makes no sense, because it's not going to fuel you in any way. But if you put what you need, protein, vegetables, and a little bit of carb in there, it's going to fuel you for the rest of the day, or until the next time you eat. It is the way we think now. It is a mindset. It is a mind change. Change the mind to change the body. So, as a friend of mine says here on YouTube, it is important. It is important. If you don't change the mind, then your body will not change. Change the mind on how you feel about a candy bar. Yeah, you could exercise all day long and have that, but if you're having it every day, then it defeats the purpose. Every once in a while, hey, when I have my fix about having an piece of apple pie, I will go to a restaurant and have it and then share it. So I get my fix, but I don't get all of it. I play it smart. You can play it smart. You can make your own little desserts, I'm just talking about apple pie, but I'm sure there's a lot of things that I make my slices of apple and put it in the microwave with a little bit of maple syrup, sugar-free maple syrup on it. It tastes like an apple pie to me. A little bit of oatmeal on top. Anyway, I've gone around the bush like I always do. I hope I answered your question. How did I deal with, losing the food? I didn't lose it. I just gained knowledge from it. I gained knowledge on knowing what foods really, really fuel me, really keep me full longer. And I'm using my tool to the best of my ability so that my tool will be used for the rest of my life. And with that tool comes so much more. You get wisdom. You get all these things that are needed because they all come together. Mind, body, and spirit. So remember that, you didn't lose anything. You gained it. All those foods are still there for you. It's just, which ones are you going to use to put in your body to help you get to where you are going? Again, I hope I could help. And this was Coffee Talk early in the morning with Rosemary. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. I'll be back.